Hi everyone, let's see Documait in action now. So the screen which you're seeing right now is the manager's view. So managers can see how many requests are coming, how many have been posted, if there are any exceptions or not, or what is the average confidence score of the solution, like how it's behaving in terms of extracting the data and how confident the solution is, in terms of how many documents have been processed for a particular timeline and for specific document type. They can also see trends. The trends of document processing, whether it was successful or failure, and what is the total document that have been processed. They can also additionally look at the invoice list. This is the live invoice list where the AP clerks are working on. So they can still go into these invoices. They can see the details, but they won't be able to action anything because these are being actioned by AP clerks. So to see the AP clerks view, we go to the task list. So when we click on the task list, we get a list of all the invoices that are pending with me as the AP clerk. When I click on any of these requests, I see that the request number is there, then the invoice value, the tax amount, and all these things can be validated by seeing the document which originally came. So you can see the invoice number is here, and all the items. So there are about 6 items with a subtotal of £534 and a VAT of 20%. So if we go to the screen, we'll see the tax is 20%, which is 106.8, and the total invoice value is 640. It also has the items, so there are 6 items with all the quantities and the unit prices mentioned over here, with a calculated price and a confidence score of how confident the solution is working and it's basically the confidence score of the extracted value of from the PDF. The other thing is activity log. So if we go into the activity log, it'll tell you when the invoice was received, and then the request got generated. It's all the complete process. So even if I change anything, it all gets recorded here. So this is a nice little governance tool. And also, if you, let's say, if you have minor changes to be made, you can also edit it and change the values to, let's say, from 6 to 7. I save it, everything gets calculated again. And if I see the activity log, it'll tell me that invoice item 10 with material this, quantity changed from 6 to 7. So it captures everything. And ultimately, if you have to simulate it, so you click on simulate and it goes into your ECC or S4 system and checks for any of the issues regarding validating it against a PO, and then checking if there are any quantity mismatch or price mismatch. For this particular request, we do not have any issues, so we can directly go and approve or reject. But let's say we have a scenario where there are mismatches. So I'll quickly simulate it and we'll see that there's a quantity mismatch here. There's a little button. When I click on it, it says that the quantity mismatch is there. Then it says that the payable amount difference is of £75. And why? Because 1 quantity was purchased, but 6 quantities have been invoiced for. This is the contact where you can go and say that this is the problem. And the details are already populated for you. You can go and directly email the vendor, or you can create a case for review, which goes again to your manager, and then manager emails the vendor. So this particular pop-up is using Generative AI Hub in SAP BTP, and so all these messages are coming from there. Even if you have to email the vendor, you can click on this button and this email gets populated. This particular message is the same message you see here. And if you have to change it, you can change it, but it's good for, if you think it's good for sending, you can directly send it to the to the contact, and you can start your conversation around this particular conflict. So that's it. Once the conflict is resolved, you can go into here and approve or reject. That's a very short demo of what Documait does. In terms of how it starts the process and what are the background jobs which the bot does, you just need to send an email to the mailbox which is being monitored with an invoice. Invoice is the same one which we saw in the solution. So if I have to send this particular invoice to a particular mailbox which is being monitored, it will basically process it, and then it'll come back to the task list and assign it to a particular AP clerk, and they can go in and process the invoice document as we have seen. So that's it. Thank you.